I'm going to be going over a quick overview of LinkMe. So LinkMe is hosted on an AWS application, and you can access it by going to the public IP address. Here you're greeted by the home screen. We'll go ahead and log in using Okta. The first user we'll sign in with is Mary. So this is Mary's first time signing in. So she will have to go ahead and enable her forgot password question, as well as set up multi-factor authentication. With multi-factor authentication enabled, the user will then receive a text message with their verification code. I will enter that verification code now. Once the code is verified, Mary will now be logged into LinkMe. This is LinkMe's My Profile page. In the My Profile page, you see that it shows her current position, and if she had any other previous positions as well, her experience would be shown in the table below. The profile also includes her full name as well as her current manager. Now we'll be going towards the search options over on the homepage for LinkMe. The search options allow for querying with the first name, employee number, and between different departments. So I'll first start off by searching for an employee using the first name. If we were to look for Elvis, we would be shown results for all the employees with the name Elvis. We could go ahead and see different options for view profile and email. I'm also going to show some examples for querying by employee number. So we can check if we want employee numbers with 1005. We will receive a query of results with all employees with 1005 as their prefix. Cool. Now let's also take a look at the department query function. If we were to wanted to see all employees in human resources, we go ahead and select the department and hit search. So here now we'll see we're gathering all of the employees within human resources and rendering out them to our HTML. So here the results were received, our front page is rendering, and the table will be completed that will show our full search results. Now with all of the HTML rendered, we notice that we have the same buttons of View Profile and Email. We'll go ahead and look at those functionalities now. So if we wanted to take a look at Mona's profile, we could go ahead and click the View Profile button. Cool, so now we see Mona's current position and the same and her first name and her manager. They're very similar to the information that you would see in your My Profile page. Let's say that we wanted to connect with Mona through her profile. We can go ahead and click the email button. Here we see that we have a full page where we're able to connect with Mona. So we could say, my name is Mary. This is the email that we will be sending to. So I'll put in my email as a example for this scenario. We provided a template for the user as well, so that they can send them to the person that they're trying to connect with. Go ahead and hit send. So this email is working through an SMTP server that we use with the Gmail API, and we're able to send an email. So I'll quick show you guys the email that is sent through LinkMe by logging into the account. So you notice that the recipient of the email will have received the email through LinkMe's special email address, linkme.connect, with the message that they meant to send. Cool. Let's head on over back to the application. So from there, we're going to be going over signing in as a developer. So we go ahead and log out of Mary. and sign in as Elvis. Elvis is actually a developer that has developer group access within Okta, and he'll be able to access special developer resources. He will also be greeted with the multi-factor authentication page. Cool. Once that's verified, we'll come up to Elvis's profile page. One key difference that you'll see in Elvis's account is that he has a developer tab. This is because his role as a developer is documented within the Okta groups. He will have access to special applications that are not available to Mary. So you'll see he has access to GitHub, Jenkins, and Okta. So if Elvis were to select GitHub as his application, he will be linked and directed towards GitHub, the actual repository where all the source code lies. If Elvis wants to access Jenkins, he can access Jenkins and go ahead and log in. Cool. So Elvis is now logged in. You'll see his name pops up based on his organization's credentials, as well as LinkMe's build information. So we'll go ahead and log out, and we'll be headed back to the developer page. We see there's also an Okta feature. However, because Elvis is just a developer and not a super admin, he will not be able to access these Okta resources. Heading back to the LinkMe application, we'll now go ahead and log in as Herbert. So we'll notice Herbert is actually a super admin. So give me a moment as I log in as Herbert. Herbert will be greeted again with a multi-factor authentication. So Herbert here will also be taken up to his My Profile page. He has the same access as a developer. He can access the search bar. However, he will also be able to access the Okta resources available on the administrator dashboard. Here he can see the total number of users using his application, the authentication period, failed logins, as well as system logs. That is implemented in LinkMe is that we're utilizing PyOpenSSL in order to have an HTTPS connection to our application. So what this allows is that it encrypts and decrypts user page requests, as well as the pages that are returned by our web server. So to show an example of this, we actually need to now type in HTTPS in order to access our application. As you'll see, we have a certificate signed in order to show that we are using SSL in order to access this application.